Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will finally be reviewing the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer and the Desert Haze Eyeshadow Quad. I'm wearing both of these on my face today, so I'm going to unbox, share my first impressions, do a little demonstration on these. But before we begin, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. This is our pink sparkly bubble on YouTube, where we talk about luxury beauty, fragrance, some fashion, everything glam. So I hope you'll join our community by subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and the like button, and let's go ahead and dive in. I was planning to review this collection last weekend, but there was a bit of a mix-up at the Charlotte Tilbury warehouse, so I received a package on Friday. The only problem is it wasn't my package. So here I ended up with someone else's magic lip oil and magic lip serum. Whoops, so we are a bit delayed, but that's all right. I'm going to talk about this first package a little bit later in the video, so you'll want to make sure to watch until the very end. So let's go ahead and bust out this bronzer and eyeshadow palette, because this thing is huge. Whenever I opened the box, I was shocked. I have not watched any other reviews because I never like to taint my own opinion, so I always try to wait, hold off, and then I'll go back later and watch people's videos. So this was shocking. I think this is the most glamorous looking bronzer I've ever seen, and I went ahead and I picked up shade medium. I know it was kind of tricky to choose shades. I based my choice off of the arm swatches I saw of the models with different skin tones, and I thought the medium looked closest to what I'm used to. I'm opening the box from the bottom, but look how huge. Oh, it is just so pretty. This is like a giant oyster shell. Very glamorous. Huge mirror, huge compact. There is a ton of product in here. It reminds me a little bit of those huge Tom Ford bronzers, but it's less than half the price. Of course, the packaging is different, but it's just very dramatic, you know, something that you're just going to keep on your vanity and display. It's so beautiful. I just pulled up the Charlotte Tilbury website, so the Airbrush bronzer retails for $55. It's available in 4 different shades. It's the latest addition to the Airbrush Flawless family, so this pairs with the Airbrush Flawless foundation, which I am wearing today, and the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, which I wish I had simply to compare the compact sizes so you could see just how big this is. I had that powder. I picked it up before the holidays last year. I don't really like it. And I know it says there's one sold like every minute, something crazy like that on her website. It's supposed to be incredibly popular. I just find it to be a little bit too matte. And this bronzer is a matte bronzer. I don't mind if my bronzer is matte. If my powder is too matte, I just feel like it makes my skin look very dull. I don't mind a matte foundation. I don't mind a matte powder, a matte bronzer. It's just using all of them combined. I feel like you have to add something with radiance. So if I go in with a really radiant setting powder, maybe I'll use this bronzer and a matte foundation. If I go in with a really dewy, really luminous foundation, that's when I generally set with a pretty matte powder. So I don't like to pull everything matte. I know some people do like a matte look overall, so this will be perfect for you. So what makes this bronzer so special? Well, it's infused with hyaluronic acid. That's always nice. Smoothing silky mica, blurring soft focus silica, microfine perfecting powders, magical microspheres. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. They lost me at hyaluronic acid. And the covetable, collectible, sustainable airbrush bronzer refills coming soon. It looks like they're going to launch sometime over the summer, which will be really exciting. I noticed that there's a nice little hole right on the back. And I pulled out my trusty tweezers because I just kind of wanted to see how easy it would be. The hole is a really nice size. Sometimes if it's too small, you need to find a pin. And of course, that's the moment when you don't have any small pin lying around anywhere. So that can be kind of annoying, but I have my tweezers. They fit right in. And then the compact comes out. So you can see what the compact looks like. Pretty basic. And then you're left with this, kind of the packaging part with the giant mirror, which feels a lot lighter actually with no product inside. When you finish your original powder, which will probably take a while because it's huge, The new refill will just slip right into the compact. Now that in and of itself makes this bronzer so enticing to me. I love the fact that she came out with very glam packaging, but it's refillable, so you don't have to feel like, okay, when you use this up, you're just gonna toss this beautiful packaging in the trash. No way. You can just get a refill, and she did the same thing with her Hot Lips 2 collection. It's kinder for the environment, kinder on your wallet, it's good for the brand, the consumer, everybody wins, as long as the product inside is great. So let's go ahead and dive in. There was also a brush for sale, rose gold. It looks really pretty, but I have so many brushes. I went ahead and skipped it. I figure any brush should do. So I'm gonna go in with this Bare Minerals Seamless Shaping and Finish brush. Move my hair out of my face. All I have on right now is foundation, concealer. I did set with some powder, and I added a little blush to my cheeks, but that's it. It's easy to pick up the product. The medium is pretty light. Gonna get the spot on my neck that I missed sunless tanning. I tried to fix it with foundation. I definitely have to drag my foundation down my neck right now because I had a sunless tanning disaster, and I'm half and half at the moment. So I have this big pale stripe right here. Fix that. It looks really pretty on the skin. It reminds me a bit of that Dior bronzer I just picked up, in that it almost looks blurring and soft focus and like an Instagram filter on your face. It's beautiful. The effect on the skin is gorgeous. I just wish the color was maybe a little bit darker, but that's my fault. That can be helped. I only applied bronzer on this cheek, and it doesn't look like a huge difference. So this is good to know because I thought for sure out of the 4 shades, the medium would work. When I saw the picture of the tan, I thought, ooh, that looks so dark. Do I look bronze? I don't feel bronze. I wonder if that's because it's matte and it has maybe like a softer finish that I'm just not really used to. I really love how soft it is. I love the finish. I love the texture. It truly feels soft and silky and smooth. Really nice. I think you're just gonna have to make sure you pick up the right color, because when I swatched this on my arm, it did not come off nearly as dark as the swatch that I saw on the website, which is what I based my decision off of. That swatch looked a lot darker than the swatch on my hand. But that's okay. I can still make it work. I just want to see out of curiosity, so I am rubbing. Rubby. I am going to swatch this on my arm. Okay, so that's once. I'm gonna try again. I'm being very generous, you can tell. So this is the swatch of the medium bronzer on my skin tone. And I am going to pop up a picture of the swatches that they show on the website. And I want to see if there is as big of a difference as I think there is, because I remember looking at that and thinking it was obvious that medium was the best choice. Now I'm not quite sure. Now I think I could go either way, maybe medium, maybe tan. Now I'm going to finish my eye look using this brand new Desert Haze eyeshadow quad. This retails for $53, and it's all matte, all brown earth tones. Really pretty. It looks so rich. I think the texture is probably similar, if not identical, to the Pillow Talk palette, but I just want to familiarize myself before I start applying these to the eye, so I want to go ahead and swatch. Oh wow. See, that first shade looks really cream, but it goes on pretty tan. Of all 4 shades, I didn't think that one would be the big surprise, but wow, that is a lot more tan than it looks. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like that burnt kind of brick brown. Reminds me of the Grand Canyon. And let's go into this one. Really nice, but pretty dark. Let's see. Wow. Look at that pigment. It's beautiful. And they're not similar. Thank goodness. They're all very different. All right. Let's go ahead and play devil's advocate, shall we? If you already own this palette, do you need this palette? I have a feeling the answer is going to be no. So let's see. If I go into this Date Trio, that looks very similar to that. So this one's different. The darkest shade in this palette is still a little bit lighter, and it's a little bit more of that Pillow Talk. It's almost a warmer undertone than this. Those two look similar. And then this, let's see, I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, that's pretty similar. These I'll just swatch next to each other. The biggest difference between the two is that this deep chocolatey color right here is more cool toned, it's a bit deeper, whereas the deepest color in this palette is not quite as dark, and then it also has that rich, kind of warm brick undertone. Still a dark brown, that's much deeper. Then these two are very similar, these two are very similar, and then the two light shades, very similar. Maybe not identical, but close enough that on the eye, it is not going to be detectable, the difference. I know sometimes we like to split hairs to say that a product is different, when in reality, once it's applied to the skin, you're not going to notice the difference. So I would say it depends on what you're looking for, and maybe you would want this in conjunction with this because this is the palette you're going to use at home, and this is the palette that you're going to take for travel, in which case that does make sense because I would never travel with this. I don't think I have, I don't think I will, but I do like those colors, so I don't mind having this even though it's repetitive in my collection. It just serves a different purpose. You know, this is something that I could easily throw in a makeup bag, whereas the larger palette is just gonna stay put. Now that we've seen the colors, let's go ahead and try them on the eye. So I'm going in with a fluffy brush. I'm gonna pick up this first shade. I wanna throw that in the crease because it looks really light and creamy, but I think it's gonna give me more color. Yeah, look at that. For my skin tone, that's a really nice transition shade. Next, with the flat brush, I'm picking up this warm, medium intensity brown enhanced shade, and this is going all over the lid. With another fluffy brush, I'm going into this bottom shade right here. This is the defined shade, and this is going in the outer V. Actually, I think I'm gonna save that shade for the lower lash line instead. I'm gonna pick up the smoke. This eyeshadow is gonna go in the outer V. With a little precision brush, I'm picking up the Define shade. Yeah, the Define. And I'm gonna run this underneath the lower lash line. With this pencil brush, I'm just going to lightly dab in this color right here, and then I'm going to use that to really smoke out the lower lash line. That's basically it for the eyeshadow application. I think it looks really pretty. It looks really smoky, that's for sure. I need to finish up the eye, but I'm really happy with the way they went on. Not a lot of fallout, even though I did foundation first. It's always kind of risky. They're pigmented, they blend really nicely. They perform identical to the Pillow Talk palette that I love so much. So I'm really happy with the shadows. I'm gonna finish up my eyes and then I'll come back. I'm back. This is the complete eye look, so I'm going to lean in a little bit so you can see. I used the Feline Flick eyelining pen on the top, Dior mascara. I used the Pillow Talk liner on the inner rim. And of course, since it's a Charlotte Tilbury video, I went in with Karina's Star lipstick from the Hot Lips 2 collection. Overall, I really like the eyeshadow palette. I think it is really pretty. I will say this. I think what makes Charlotte Tilbury Quad so special is that pop shade. This palette does not have that. Now, I do think there is a need for an all matte palette. There are plenty of people out there who don't want that pop shade. They just want matte. Is this the best value? I'm not so sure. Let's do a quick comparison between the Desert Haze quad and some of the other quads. This is Copper Charge. Totally different. If you just want matte, then this is really going to be your best option. But this still has that copper color in there, and then you get some shimmer. At least when you look at them side by side, you can really see the variety that you're getting with each palette. I think this could be an easy everyday palette. It's going to be great for anybody who loves mattes, and if you wanted to do a softer look, you could kind of just stay in the top two. You wouldn't need to incorporate the bottom row at all. Overall, I think it's really nice. No complaints about this quad. It's really just going to be up to you to decide whether or not this serves a purpose or fills a need in your makeup collection. If this is something that you would use, you know, if you already have Copper Charge, yes, they're different, but are you going to grab this so often, so much, that it really justifies $53 for a neutral earth tone quad with no pops of shimmer, no celestial shades, nothing like that? This is going to be perfect for so many people, and I think she did a really great job. I love these shadows. I think it's really nice. The only problem I really see with today's finished makeup look is that I feel like I still look sort of pale, which is strange because I'm reviewing a bronzer, and I think it looks really nice. I think the medium is probably a little bit too light to what I'm used to. And I can see that I've applied a ton of powder to my face. I just don't think it looks that bronze. I don't know, maybe it's just the viewfinder and the lights. Both pieces are really amazing. I just decided that I am going to try to exchange it for the tan. I just think I'll get more use out of it and I'll be happier since we are going into summer when I am going to be constantly sunless tanning and wanting to be super bronze. I don't think I would be really happy with that bronzer, and it would probably end up going in the drawer, and then I wouldn't pick it up until maybe November, December, you know, sometime later in the year, even next spring. And I don't want to do that because it's so beautiful. I want to make sure that I can get use out of it. So it needs to be the right shade. I just can't believe that this medium is too light based on the pictures from the website, but not a big deal. I can always exchange it, and that's what I'm planning to do at this moment. So let's get back to that first package. I spoke to customer service and they were so kind and helpful. They took care of everything. It was really fast and easy actually, but something they mentioned with the risk involved with the pandemic, they didn't want to accept opened parcels back at their return center. So she told me to keep it. Hold on to these products, gift them if I wanted to, keep them, whatever, just don't send them back. I said, okay, thank you so much. So I figured we should do a giveaway. I mean, it's very generous that they offered to give me the products. I would have gladly sent them back where they belong. I know that I am healthy, they've been safe. Anybody that I've been in contact with, healthy as well. And I am in a position where occasionally brands intentionally send me things. So I get a lot of free stuff. I feel sort of weird accepting this. You know, it's just kind of a funny coincidence. I want to pay it forward and make somebody else's day and turn this misfortune into somebody else's good fortune. So the winner is going to receive a Charlotte's Magic Serum Crystal Elixir, never opened, Charlotte's Magic Lip Oil Crystal Elixir, and then I will even do you one better and I will send you all of the little deluxe samples that they included in the box. I joked on Instagram that I was going to keep those deluxe samples as my consolation gift for getting the wrong package, but no, I will include everything that came in the box is going to stay in the box and it will be shipped out to one lucky winner. So here's what you have to do to enter. You must be subscribed with notifications. You must follow me on Instagram at Erin Nicole TV. I'm going to post this picture of the products on my Instagram page for you to like and comment. The winner will be chosen from the Instagram comments 1 week from today. That completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on the eyeshadow palette, the bronzer. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face, down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.